Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the XpertVR weekly recap, February 25th, 2022. In this recap, we go through what are the top highlights in the news this week in both the Metaverse VR space, the NFT space, XpertVR, and some projects that we're looking at in general. And all of it is related to the education space. So let's jump into it. First of all, PlayStation or Sony announced and showed off some pictures of their PlayStation VR 2 earlier this week. So Scared Ghost put together a great uh, article highlighting all of the features and some of his first impressions here. Um, and why I bring this up is one, because video game consoles and new technology from bigger companies like this usually come with more mass adoption. So I think we'll see around Christmas this year, hopefully when it comes out, we'll see a lot of people that own PlayStation 5s buying this technology so that they can play virtual reality games uh, in in their home. Um, as well, looking at it from an education aspect, I really hope with where the industry is going, becoming more open source, having more interoperability between different projects and between different companies, really hoping that Sony leans on that and starts to adopt some of those practices. Probably not for everything they do, but hopefully allowing this headset to be used outside of just the PlayStation ecosystem so that it can be used for education. Next up in the NFT blockchain space, I wanted to highlight Inevitable. This is a studio out of Brazil, and I'm connected with a few of the founders and employees on LinkedIn. And I've been really impressed by everything that they're putting out on LinkedIn, and just think it's a really cool project. So basically, they have their studio where you can make NFTs and create them and publish them without any code and completely for free. So I'm excited to try this out. But the reason that I highlighted this is they have a very strong education background and wanting to help educate uh, the Web3 community or people entering the Web3 community. So they have their blog and newsletter, which are both amazing, and I'm subscribed to the newsletter. But they also have their inevitable academy. Sorry, their inevitable academy. So I've signed up for this and gotten the first 4 lessons. So it's certification for NFTs, Web 3.0, and the Metaverse, and really just takes you through the basics of all of these terms, what they mean, how they work, and then goes into some deeper concepts. And they're continuing to add more as they go as well. And it's great. It's completely free. You sign up, and you start getting these lessons, and afterwards you get an NFT certificate that represents that you went through the course. Again, all free and just really interesting. Even being in the space for a while now, I'm learning new things, and just think it's a great initiative to help educate people entering the space. Moving on to Expert VR here, we put out a case study this week about innovative avatar conversations in virtual reality. So there's multiple different ways that you can have conversations with avatars and non-playable characters inside of virtual reality and inside of just game engines in general. So in this article, we went through and kind of highlighted the different types. These are the 3 main ones: person-to-person, conversation tree, and AI-based. And then we went into how did we go about creating tools for this inside of our projects? Where are we taking it next? And just going through that process. So interesting to if you don't know about how you communicate with avatars, and then interesting to see um, how we went about it. I'd be really curious to hear other people's opinions and how they went about these types of conversations. As well as you can see here, we got a link for Ready Player Me avatar, so you can go and create one through our link there. Then lastly, let's go back here. Lastly, I wanted to highlight Meta here and what they're doing in the AI space, mainly because we were highlighting Promethean AI last week. So if you don't remember, Promethean AI allows you to create worlds through just talking to AI. And Meta is doing something very similar here. Obviously, it's off of their Horizon platform, so the graphics aren't the same as Promethean, but you can see here Mark Zuckerberg he's doing the demo and he said, create an island over there. And then his coworker says, put some palm trees here. And to start, they're like, let's be on a beach. And it created a beach. So just by talking to the AI, you're designing the environment, and it's not just placing items, it knows where you're pointing or looking, so that it places them where you want them, and then you can move them around. So really interesting technology, and I'm excited to see more companies adopting this type of technology, and think it will be great to take away a lot of tedious tasks that people have to do these days and allow people just to enjoy the creative process. That said, I am worried seeing this out of Facebook, because Facebook has been known to see interesting ideas and then kind of steal them and build them themselves in a different way, but sometimes not so different. So worried here looking at Promethean AI where this might go in the future, and hopefully there's some shared knowledge there, and it's not just a complete ripoff, and they work together in some way. So that was your Expert VR weekly recap for February 25th, 2022. Hopefully you learned something new. I'll have all the links in the comments below, as well as please feel free to reach out in the comments, DM Expert VR or myself, Evan Sittler Bates, on LinkedIn to ask any questions or just get connected. Hope you have a great day, and catch you next week.